Okay, and welcome back to part 4 of this month's episode of Gunpla News. Once again, I've broken the parts up this time so you can watch them all in a playlist or you can watch them separately if you want. In this part we're going to be talking about some third-party kit releases, and I want to keep this pretty short as the previous parts have been kind of long. There's a lot of kits and stuff coming up we need to talk about, and not a whole lot of news for third-party stuff at the moment, so we're just going to try to keep it pretty quick. Starting off with the 1 to 35th scale Unicorn Gundam bust by Seraph Hobby. Now previously Seraph Hobby made a bust for the Unicorn 02 Banshee, and now it looks like basically they've just changed it a little bit and also added the shoulders on it. The Banshee didn't have any shoulders, so now it's got shoulders, and it's pictured in destroy mode here in just like this image, CG image that we've got of it so far. But the Banshee was able to transform between Unicorn mode and Destroy mode, so it's safe to say that the Unicorn Gundam is going to be able to do the same. One other thing that's safe to assume is that there's probably going to be some different option parts for it, and that is to say that the Banshee came with regular armor and then kind of a translucent kind of smoke clear armor that you could choose which armor you wanted to put on it. For this, it's probably safe to assume that you're going to have some choice of maybe some clear armor for it, or possibly a different color psycho frame. Like it's pictured here with green psycho frame, but maybe you're going to have the option to use a red psycho frame instead. Not quite sure about that yet. The other thing is that we're just not quite sure about the quality yet. The previously released Banshee had a lot of reports of bad quality on that, so hopefully they're going to step that up this time and do a little bit better job on that, but I'm just not sure yet. Also just not sure on the release date or the price on this yet, so probably in the next episode we'll have more information on this. Now next is the 1 to 35th scale Astray red frame bust by Motor King. Now I'm not sure what Motor King has made before, if anything. Maybe someone can let me know, but from what I remember, it's not a name that I seem to be familiar with at the moment. Now, I mentioned about this in the last episode of Gunpla News, or more exactly, I just had the text on screen because we got the news like the day after I recorded the video, so I wasn't able to actually talk about it. But this is going to be approximately 235 millimeters tall, or somewhere around 9 inches, somewhere around like the height of like a master grade unicorn. So not really all that big, but it does look pretty nice. The one thing that I don't like about it is the piece that is covering the cockpit hatch seems like really far out. When it's open up, it looks okay, but when it's closed, it just looks really strange and just kind of totally ruins the look of the kit for me. Everything else looks really good. This is going to be coming with metal tubes and the springs and some water slide decals and also an LED system. Now we don't know how many LEDs, but at least one we can assume, but probably more than one. The pre-order price for this, if you pre-order before June 30th, is $50. If you pay the retail price afterwards, it's going to be $60. If you're interested in pre-ordering that, I recommend you pre-order through Samuel Decal. You can find Samuel Decal on Facebook. I'll just give the link here, or not a link, but yeah, a link. I'll annotate that. But also, here's just the site there on Facebook. Check Samuel Decal out. He is basically going to be your best bet for water slides as well as any kind of third-party stuff as well. Then next, this was really huge news for me. As you guys may know, I'm a huge Advance of Zeta fan, so we got this image teasing that Magic Toys is going to be making a Master Grade 1/100 scale TR1 Hazel Custom. Now this is really awesome for a few different reasons. Number one, Magic Toys previously has made the new Gundam bust, which by all reports was a pretty nice kit. Busts are not really easy to do, I think, as usually pretty much every bust that gets released has some sort of negative parts to it, but theirs seem to be pretty good, so it's safe to assume that this kit, once it's released, is going to be pretty good quality. The other nice thing about it is that with the release of this, it's going to be very easy for them to make other variations of the Hazel, so that is really cool, because I would love if this kit goes well and then they make some other variations. There's a lot of them. Hazel 2 would be an obvious choice, but there's a lot of cool stuff that they could go with that, so I'm hoping that it goes well and they're doing more Advance of Zeta stuff. The Advance of Zeta mobile suits are really awesome and just anything more from them is good for me. But anyway, other than this image, that's the only news that we have for it, so no news about a release date or a price for that. But safe to assume probably maybe around July, August, still a few months away. Now that's basically it for anything new. I just want to go back and talk about a couple of Penelope kits that I've talked about a lot before, so I can just kind of quickly go through them. There's the Mechanicore version of the Penelope. That's going to be in 1/100 scale. They're calling it the MAS 14 Omega Zerstorer. That it has the pre-order price of $180, so a little bit pricey, but when you see everything that comes with it and just the sheer size of it, it's kind of understandable. It's basically comparable to a perfect grade in the parts number and the size, I think. The pre-order premium version, which I believe is already actually sold out, they did a pre-order of 22,000 pieces, and 2,200 pieces, and from what I've seen, I think that that's already sold out, but I could be wrong. If you do some searching, you might be able to find somewhere where you can still order it. But other people might have to wait until after the release. If they do another run of them, you can maybe get it later. But anyway, the pre-order premium version is coming with a few different cool things. Number one is the camouflage water slide decals, and number two, the metal LED beam saber handle ×2, two of those. Next, the extra beam rifle parts, so you're able to make one in the standard kit, but with the pre-order premium you're able to make 2 beam rifles. It comes with extra parts for the feet. The normal color is red, but you're also able to get some blue parts for the feet if you wanted to have them in blue. Of course, if you're going to be painting, it doesn't matter anyway. Next, the really good thing is the metal color-coded V-fin. So it's a metal V-fin that is going to be coated with a yellow color, so that's going to be really helpful. Don't have to worry about breaking that V-fin, or at least don't have to be so careful about breaking that V-fin. And anyway, last thing is that it's going to have some exclusive box design. So the design of the box for the pre-order version compared with the later version, if and when that's going to happen, is going to be different. Total is going to be more than 1,000 parts and 9 LED units, so that's going to be pretty cool. The release date is set right now for June 30th, although it's probably safe to assume that they're going to have a little bit of a delay on that. I know if you pre-order from Samuel Decal, you're also getting some extra water slide decals that I think that maybe you're not getting from other sellers as well, so once again, Samuel Decal is going to be a good bet for pre-ordering this stuff. We are now finally able to see some pictures here where they are test fitting some of the kind of prototype parts onto the Kasi Gundam. I think, well, basically they're just going to be using the same inner frame that they used for their 1/100 scale Kasi Gundam, and then even some of the armor as well, some of the inner armor. Of course, all like the outer armor, like the Minovsky Craft flight system, is all in a all new, and that's what we're seeing here as all kind of just prototype parts. But it looks great, it looks huge, and I'm really looking forward to that. Now, of course, there is also the 1/144 scale Penelope Gundam that's made by Model Comprehend. This has actually just been released on April 30th, but I just wanted to give you some more information about it now. The price is $45 plus shipping. Now, $45 is not bad, but when you see the size of the box that they've got for this kit, you can imagine that shipping is going to be huge, because for some reason they decided to pack some of the runners in this kind of styrofoam partitioning, and I guess it's because some of the runners are some of the pieces on the runners are very large, and so they just wanted to make sure they were protecting them very well. But that just makes the box really huge, so the shipping on that's going to be crazy. It does come with some water slide decals that do look really nice on there. It's also coming with the same base and effect parts that came with the Kasi Gundam. So it's got a pretty nice articulated base, and then the effect parts for the funnel missiles, as well as the Minovsky particle shields around that. As far as I can tell, that's all just the same as what we got with the Kasi Gundam. The other thing that this is taking from their 1/144 scale Kasi Gundam is the simple inner frame that they made for that, which is pretty nice. And of course, you are able to separate all the Minovsky Craft flight system armor parts away from the Odysseus Gundam itself. The base Gundam inside the Penelope Gundam is the Odysseus Gundam, just in case for anyone who might not know. And then you are able to connect all that flight armor together to make kind of two separate units, the Gundam itself and the flight armor itself. Anyway, as you can see in the picture here, compared to the Kasi Gundam, both 1/144 scale, but the Kasi Gundam was already like basically the size of like a small master grade or like something like RX-78-2, I believe. I didn't build it, but if I remember right, it was basically almost the size of a master grade. Now Penelope is even bigger, so it's just going to be a huge kit. For 1/144 scale, it's going to be basically the size of a 1/100 scale, so it's going to be big. And that's pretty much it for the third-party stuff. I just want to mention now at the end that there were some pretty cool announcements from some things that Dragon Momoko is working on, but I don't really want to talk about those in this video because I don't particularly really like Dragon Momoko. So if you want to know about those, just go and check out Samuel Decal on Facebook. You can see more about that stuff on his page. He's got all the information there, and if you are interested in pre-ordering any of that stuff, you can do it through him. So that's going to be it for this part of the video, you guys. There's one more part next for this month of Gunpla News, and that is the featured section where I'm going to talk about some featured artists. A little bit different this time, as I'm just going to be talking about some featured artists, but for a little bit different reasons. So I'll see you guys in part 5, and that'll be the last part of this month's episode of Gunpla News. See you there.